Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Boy, do we have a special one for you tonight. Of course, you are here at the home of Low Expectations, where, especially tonight, I think the beer will always be great.
But we are definitely going to screw something
Yeah,
up.
like,
We will not.
completely, totally.
I don't even know what camera to look at. There's so many cameras.
Lights, cameras, some action, I don't know. Anyway, so let me just frame tonight's episode before I introduce these two gentlemen for you briefly. I scoured the earth for 4 beer experts to bring to tonight's show, and luckily enough, they couldn't make it, so I got these 3. We are doing an amazing episode tonight. We are going to be doing a blind tasting of some of the most hyped IPAs across the country, and we're going to let you know where we think they fall. And we'll get into the wheres, whys, whos, and whats later. First of all, I want to introduce my friend Josh.
How's it going? I'm Josh.
And one of the owners and hosts of our fabulous show tonight, this is Brendan from Imprint.
Hello.
Pretty excited, Tom. How about you?
I'm super excited. I think this is going to be fantastic.
We've kind of been talking about this on and off a little bit.
Yeah.
We have 8 different cans that I know 2 of the cans, B knows some of the cans. They're all mixed up We gave them all to an impartial friend. We've got Justin here who labeled each one 1 through 8. He will be pouring them for us, and he mixed them up in whatever order he wanted.
And he's
so we don't know what we're going to have.
completely off camera, so he's in some type of partition that was specially purpose-built for tonight's episode.
I believe he called it the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, we don't know what he's doing in there, but there's some weird noises.
But he does have
As long as the beers are untainted.
So you're gonna, when you're watching this, we're not gonna see it, but when you're watching this episode, it will shoot to the pouring of the beer, and you'll see the can and what it looks like when poured, but we won't see that part.
And if you are at all a hazy boy, you are going to totally recognize some of these beers because they are from the most hyped hazy breweries around the country. So it's exciting.
You might love us, you might hate us after
Well, actually, I think you're going to have a lot of fun watching us maybe foot in mouth at some point, perhaps. I'm expecting some of that.
I believe I'm going to make some mistakes here. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to be able to nail the brewery that made the beer.
My palate's unquestionable.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I'm worried. I've never done something like this. Just for your reference, we do have some pretzels. We have water in between. So we're going to taste the beer, quietly mark it, and then we will talk about it after we have rated our beers. And I think we should probably talk about that scale, right?
Well, we have a highly scientific grading scale put together by the National Cicerones Association of Beer Tasting across America. Yeah, so we've got, we're rating on a 1 to 3 scale in multiple categories. We're rating the beer on appearance, on the nose, on the mouthfeel. You're familiar with those terms if you've been watching the show religiously. Tom and I talk about that a lot. Something that's kind of hard to quantify that they put on here anyway, which is the hoppiness. And when I'm thinking hoppiness, I'm thinking more along the lines of the appropriate hoppiness to the beer. At least, or should I not taint you with my view on how I'm doing it?
I don't know. When I look at hoppiness, when we're talking about these hazy IPAs, hoppiness and juiciness kind of commingle there. So we're going to have to just rate them as we call them.
And then finally, on the overall taste of the IPA itself, when you add all 6 of those categories together, it is out of 18 is what we're rating them. And then at the end, I personally was not going to try and guess the brewery behind each beer. I was just kind of going to rate them based on scores and then see which brewery ended up on top and which brewery ended up on bottom.
I'm only going to say it if I know it. Like, if it's a slam dunk and I know that brewery, then I'm going to try and call
Like, this is definitely a Yingling.
Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
If you just heard, if you hear the, it sounds to me like the astronauts in space backpack, like, we are next to the tanks. So the tanks are off-gassing. That's what you're hearing right there. You're just going to hear it. So, yeah. See, I said it, so now it's going to do it more.
Tom did tell me he stopped by and got a gas station burrito before the show, so that's all I'm going to add to that particular comment.
Let's do this. I'm thirsty.
All right.
get some beers.
I think we're gonna fire up round one.
Server.
Justine, hurry
We
up.
got one of
number
the
one
prettiest little
forward.
waitresses we could find.
She a tall girl.
Oh my gosh. I don't even think he poured it yet.
I did not pour it yet.
Oh, so this is going to be a fresh pour. I guess we're going to waste a little bit of time here, but we could always edit.
Wait, maybe Tom can tell the brewery by the sound of the can cracking open.
Ooh, no, probably not. So, you know what? While we're here, we have a few minutes, maybe 30 seconds or so. We are at Imprint in Hatfield, Pennsylvania. If you've never been, it's a huge, beautiful brewery. We love this place. If you know us, you know that we love it here, and we love the people here. It's been 3 years now,
3
right?
plus, yeah.
Yeah, 3 years plus. In just a few weeks, the upcoming Haze It Forward.
Just happens to be our next designated drinking event. Tom.
Holy moly, what, 72?
80.
80 now?
80.
80 of the absolute best breweries
Yep.
in this country.
Talk about hazy.
Look at that list. Anybody says that you can't do a beer festival right, look at the list of the 80 breweries that are coming here.
Tom, are you
And
comfortable calling it a beer festival?
I definitely would call it a beer festival. If you wanted to call it an event, you could call it an event that is a fundraiser, because all the money goes to CHOP, the Children's Hospital of Pennsylvania, correct?
Yeah.
Is it Philadelphia or Pennsylvania? What is CHOP?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, Children's Hospital of Philadelphia.
Which is in Pennsylvania, Tom.
I know, that's why I wasn't sure. They're both
There's other
convenient.
CHOP locations.
Yes. All right, I'm going to take one
that?
and pass it down. Here you go. This is our first beer, and you undoubtedly saw the can already.
All right.
We're not allowed to talk about
Nope,
this, right?
can't. Gotta
Okay.
just be quiet and work your way through it.
So quiet time.
Now we're considering hoppiness. The more the hoppier the beer, the higher the number.
I would think so.
I'm comfortable with that.
I'm sorry, Brian, but is 1 the low score?
1 is the lowest, 3 is the highest. So the perfect hazy IPA would garner a score of 18 points.
To me, that would be lower on the hoppiness. To me, I think the perfect juicy IPA is like, a little bit hoppy.
That's
more
why I
juicy.
was kind of considering like the appropriate level of hoppiness, whatever that
I would
is.
call it like appropriate hoppy.
So if you're very happy with the hoppiness and you think it's spot on in this beer, you give it a 3.
yeah, if it's too West Coasty,
Right.
too,
Or if
Okay.
it's too,
then I'd give that.
Too
if
bitter.
it's too, if it's too much,
Stringent.
yeah,
Too bitter, yeah.
that could affect its score.
I think I'd like a wider scale than just 1 to 3, but
So this particular exercise is a work in progress.
Has everyone done their grading?
I am done my grading.
I'm done.
I am. Do we discuss or do we move on?
I want to discuss this a little bit.
It's like coffee talk.
Okay.
Discuss
Yeah.
amongst yourselves.
I thought, as I was going through this is number 1. I really, really enjoyed this, but I'm afraid to rate it a bunch of 3s because I don't know what we're going to hit as we go along. I feel like I'm going to be tougher on 1 and 2.
I was pretty tough on this one, I'm not going to lie.
Yes, I feel like I'm going to be tougher on the first 2 because I'm not in that, like, I haven't had a few to kind of...
I don't know that you would be not human if you didn't compare subsequent beers to what you just, especially the previous one.
Well, I think this was very good on the nose, very good in appearance, mouthfeel. I thought it was, I gave it a 1 on hoppiness because I thought it was a little too hoppy
Me too.
for, a juicy New England style IPA.
See, I didn't get
I didn't.
any nose.
Oh, you didn't? Hoppiness? Oh,
That
okay.
nose.
I thought it was. Oh, I got a nice nose on it, but I felt it was too hoppy, and also not as juicy as I would like it to be.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same way. I gave it a high mouthfeel. I really like that. But the hoppiness got a 1 from me, too.
So I kind of found it middle of the road all the way across the board. And I say I got a bunch of 2s on here, but appearance-wise, I thought it just looked exactly like I want a hazy IPA to look. Beautiful color, not too cloudy, but cloudy enough that you can't see through it, and just real nice head on it too. So, good job, Justine.
I was a bit of a curmudgeon. I believe I probably gave the lowest overall score on this one. I had a 1 in my ratings.
I gave it a 1 for hoppiness.
I gave it a 1 for nose. I got nothing on the nose.
Really? That surprises me.
You got issues, dude.
Well, like yayo.
So,
I can only do what I can
Are we
do.
going to guess now, or are we doing it at the end?
I don't have a guess for this one, but I will tell you.
I don't know what beers we're doing, so I couldn't even guess.
I have a feeling it's an equilibrium beer.
I do too.
It has an equilibrium taste to it.
I do
I
too.
gave it a 3 for taste because I really did enjoy the beer overall. Would order again.
I
Oh,
feel
absolutely
like
would
it's
order.
got that. Some of the EQ beers have like they lean vegetal in a way, and I got a little bit of that green vegetal.
Yeah, there's a little
Yes.
oiliness
Yeah.
to it
I
too.
didn't get that. but-
Okay, I could be wrong.
nice, very
So
nice.
I'm gonna. That's a good idea, Josh. I'm gonna end with a question mark. I'm gonna just pencil that in at the end there.
Okay.
All right.
So now we are going to take a moment, have some water, a pretzel if we want to, clear that palate out a little bit. We were going to open up some coffee beans when we did, and coffee beans are supposed to be good to clear your nose. Thank you, sir.
I'll walk behind.
Ooh, very nice. All right, this is number 2,
Thank you.
and I can't talk about it, although I want to.
Now, see, to me, the appearance on this guy, like you said, the last one, this was much more appealing to me than the last one.
It was lovely.
Appearance-wise,
Beautiful
yeah.
color. Absolutely.
I thought the last one looked better.
I agree. I gave this one. I mean, I don't think we're gonna find a really bad one of the bats.
Yeah,
Right.
we're splitting hairs at this point.
Right.
You
But
really
I
are.
don't-
Which three
I
of us
don't-
don't have, but
But I mean,
That's funny down here.
That's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for. We're here to split
know
hairs. We're here to pick it
tearing
apart. We're here to-
We're picking apart the best of the best. So, was it just me, or did you get a lot of grapefruit in that one?
a lot of grapefruit in the
I got a
flavors.
lot. I got grapefruit.
like the pith,
Pink grapefruit
But
almost.
there's definitely a little bit of astringency to it
Yep.
too.
Yep.
Which
but I liked it. I liked the astringency.
Yeah, it just knocked it down a little for me. There's a little fusel alcohol in the nose too.
It wasn't. Now this is where like it's tiniest little bit of hops, which is perfectly fine. It was not as bitter as the previous beer,
right.
in my opinion.
I enjoyed that one. I would order 1 over 2 at the moment.
This one garnered my first 3s of the evening.
Ooh, where are we with 3?
I thought the appearance was spot on. I gave the appearance a 3.
Yep.
And I really enjoyed the mouthfeel in that one. I gave that a 3 as well.
Yeah, I gave the juiciness a 3 on this one.
Yeah, it was super juicy.
Everything else was again across the board, middle of the road. So it ended up same score as the last one, but appearance versus juiciness, I'd probably order this one over the first one.
Okay.
Actually, I graded it 1 point lower than the last one.
I graded this one 3 points higher than the last one.
You're an easy grader.
Yeah.
All the kids say it.
I gave this one a 1 on nose.
I agree.
I wasn't getting too much out of it, and the nose that I did get wasn't very fruity and.
See, I got some of the fruitiness out of it, but I also got that little bit of fusel alcohol coming
Okay.
through that knocked it down a bit.
Do you
Maybe
have
that's what I was picking out that knocked it down a little bit.
Do you have a brewery guess?
I do not.
You?
I do.
What do you think?
Tired hands.
You think?
Yep.
Okay.
I could buy that.
I'm not 100%, but it feels like a tired hands beer to me.
I haven't really had a Tired Hands beer in 7 years, so.
Yeah, I haven't had one in
Been a very long time.
for a long time.
That was good. I enjoyed both.
But that was great because we just had 2 of the exact same style of beer, the New England Hazy Double IPA, and different animals, totally different animals.
It's very much different.
That was cool. Hey,
And even for me, same score between the two overall, but very different.
Me too.
Different
Yeah,
drinking
same exact score. I'm glad we stuck with the 1 out of 3 for each of the categories. If we had to do a 1 out of 5 for each of the categories or more, I think this would be even harder.
Right. You give it more
you'd
variation.
be agonizing over there, Tom?
Yeah. I'm glad we stuck with one with 3 points for each category rather than like 5 or 10. I was thinking 10 for each category. I'd be here all day. Ooh, and Justin's coming with number 3 now.
That's exciting.
Don't forget
Can we
have
rent
some
Justin out
water.
for future parties here?
Yes. Next year.
I just take a beer fee.
Oh, he's
Here
definitely
we go.
available by the hour. Thank you, sir.
Oh boy.
All right. Round 3, gentlemen.
Oh, I feel like I'm being too easy on this one. Like I want to give it high scores.
Do you?
I do.
I don't.
I'm gonna keep my mouth closed. Shouldn't be saying it out loud.
Everybody done?
Yep.
All right, so once again, I got 0 no's on that.
Me too. That was definitely one for a nose on me.
The nose that I got smelled as if the beer was going to be a little bit green. What I wrote down was like, oh, I think this one's going to be a little hot.
I thought that was.
But it turned out not.
That was a little bit flat in flavor.
I didn't find a whole lot going on there at all.
I got a little bit of dankness in there. There was some dankness.
A little bit.
This is the least hoppiest beer I think we've had.
I didn't.
So far.
Yeah.
I didn't especially like the appearance of that beer. It almost it bled towards milky,
A little bit.
and that's not something I find desirable, personally speaking.
It's your scores. I kind of went a different way on this one. I've got the appearance and the nose were both 2, but 2 because of the nose. It smelled like it was going to be a little hot, like a little green. But I loved the mouthfeel and the hoppiness of it. I thought it was just right for me. I enjoyed that. I ended up this came in, which I'm surprised. I don't know how I did it. It came in 1 point higher than the other 2.
Interesting.
The mouthfeel on this one was the best out of the 3 so far, I think. That's
I
probably the best. That's the only thing I can really say that I think was the best part of it. The appearance and nose was okay. The hoppiness wasn't too hoppy, wasn't really juicy. I thought that was I wanted something more from that, and I don't think it really delivered on the juice part.
I'm gonna be interested to know what this was because
I have no idea.
this is I think this one's gonna be like dangerously crushable. Like I'm gonna be able to drink way too many of them.
I wouldn't be surprised to find out that was another half. Another half by a long shot.
I literally have no idea. I got no guess. No idea.
Yeah, I don't
Make a
know.
little OH note here.
I rated that just slightly higher than the first one, which I didn't really enjoy.
Okay, I could drink a lot of that real fast.
I would probably give you mine so you could drink a lot.
This is far and away my lowest rated, but by far.
Okay.
3 different beers. 3 of the same style, but 3 different beers. And they're completely different animals. It's
They
fantastic.
really are. They are very
Now,
good.
obviously, hops and procedure, technique go into the final product, but still, so interesting, so different.
And I'm obviously keep in mind, I'm sure all these are very different hops. I mean, it's not all Galaxies or all Citra, what have you.
Oh,
And that's certainly going to play a part.
for
Personal preference.
for those of you playing along at home, none of these beers is more than a month old. All were
Very
canned
important.
within 4 weeks.
Yeah, that was that was
That's
definitely
a big
important
factor,
to us.
so we
yeah.
really tried to stick within those parameters.
And the best we know, everything was kept, cold chain. It was kept cold as far as we could control that.
I always tell customers 30, 60, 90. Like, you really want to drink within the first 30 days. 60 is fine. You're going close to 90, you're really pushing it. It's going to fall off. It's still
If
gonna
you
be
hit
very
90,
good.
you're not allowed to bitch.
Well,
Yeah.
if it's after 60 days, it's fine to consume, but it's not what maybe the brewers intended at the peak of freshness kind of thing.
Did you guys work your way through?
Yep. I thought this was fabulous.
That beer buttered my biscuit.
Yes, it did.
That was
It's very good,
fantastic.
but you know what? I still definitely have a lower score than all of you guys. Almost was very tight, but I think this one had a great nose.
I struggled not to give 3s, but I gave some 3s, man.
The nose, the mouthfeel had that perfect chewiness to it. I thought it was juicy as hell. It was really good. Real nice, like clementine
It
flavor
was
coming
just
through in there.
freaking fantastic. That's my highest rated one of the night. I gave it a 16 out of 18.
I had a 15.
My
Right behind
highest out of the first 4. I thought, Well, yeah, look at the scale. And we're giving it a hoppiness. Like to me, I don't really want it to be.
I gave
that's actually lowering the score.
I gave that a
by
2 on
instance.
hoppiness.
Yeah.
I give it a 1. See, I figured like that was very little, bitter to me.
There was a little bitterness, a little stringency to it.
Oh, I didn't think it was. I didn't really get that at all. That's why I'm saying I gave it a 1, which actually lowers the score. To me.
The nose on that was magnificent.
Yeah.
The mouthfeel was out of this world.
And the
Perfect.
juiciness too.
I gave it a 2 on juiciness. I thought the last one was juicier.
Okay.
Oh no, I thought this one by
was
far was
super juicy.
Super juicy, yeah. The I gave it a 3 for hoppiness because the way I'm looking at hoppiness is whether it's the right hoppiness for me.
Yeah.
Whether that
Okay.
that balance of hops and juicy is
As you
properly
should, sir.
done.
As you should. But man, my goodness, Tom, I will drink all of that one, please. Thank you.
That was beautiful. That one was really that was a nice beer.
That was a great beer.
That is definitely
To whatever brewery that brewed that, thank you very much.
I'm excited to find out. This is really fun.
Now I want to know what that is.
This is a real good
Is that the
time.
Thomas Hooker you slipped in there? Tom?
I tried to slip in a Thomas Hooker double no.
And I caught him.
Thomas Hooker double
is
no
not a bad
filter.
beer.
It's a solid shelf.
Yeah, no filter and double no filter.
But it didn't fit the parameters
Nope,
of tonight's
it
show.
doesn't. It doesn't. You're right. But it's a fantastic shelfie. Maybe one time we could do this like a blind shelfie test. Do a couple.
So I could sneak in like an old Milwaukee.
No, hazy IPAs
Oh,
off
okay.
the
The
shelf.
only problem is some really good breweries out there don't put date stamps on their shelfies.
Disqualified.
And that's where I won't say what brewery names that do that sometimes. I'm like, I don't want to buy because I'm like, this could be from Christmas, this could be from last year, or this could be last week. So you never know.
This is a fun little experiment while we're waiting on Justine to roll around with the next round. Thomas Hooker.
Yeah.
Who else are you thinking? Like, I'm thinking, does Lagunitas fall into the they don't post dates on their stuff? Like, I'm thinking Lagunitas, I'm thinking Stone, I'm thinking
Who does?
Shelfie.
Is
Shelfie.
it Firestone Walker that
Yes.
does the Mind Haze?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mind Haze is
that a double?
Incredible.
No, it's a single, I think.
I think you can get. I think they have 2 different Mind Hazes, but they're both fantastic shelfie beers. I
Yes.
really like the Mind
Yes.
Haze.
Like
And cheap.
Neutral.
dollar for dollar, the
I think New Trail does great products,
trial by
Oh,
Wombat.
New Trail, yeah.
but a lot of their beers
Trial.
don't.
Trial by
by
Wombat
Wombat.
from Thin Man up in Buffalo.
Okay.
Is that a Shelfie?
It's like
Wow.
and it's like $12 a 4-pack too. It's
I
like
don't,
dirt cheap.
I don't think I've ever had a Thin Man beer, if I'm being honest.
No, I don't think I have either.
Go to
I'll have to
Austin's.
find that.
Okay.
Can I smell your beer first thing?
My beer?
Yeah. I just want to make sure. Okay, no. I was worried there was a glass issue, and it's not the glass.
Oh, I get what you. Yeah. I smell it too.
We done?
Thankfully.
I am just finishing now.
This
This
is
is
a
the polar
goddamn unbuttered biscuit that fell on the floor. I did not enjoy this at all.
pretty
Neither did
buttery.
I.
I thought that's why I thought the smell had smelled bad from the jump. That's why I was like, did this glass was the glass not rinsed enough? But when I smelled yours, I was like, nope, it's not the glass, it's the beer.
3 1s for me in this
Aye.
episode.
How about 6?
I gave it 4 ones.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Did I
then-
give it the highest rating? I gave it a 9.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah.
The other 2,
I gave it 10, okay.
appearance and mouthfeel, I gave it a 3. I liked the mouthfeel.
On this?
Yes, the mouthfeel of it was really nice. I had to discount the taste out of it.
That's the thing. I couldn't get past it.
Yeah.
I agree. Those were some of the 2s I gave. The longer it sat on my palate, the worse the experience was.
Yeah.
It just rode out like, damn.
Yeah, I'm not enjoying it right now.
Yeah.
It's still with me.
In fact, I'm gonna eat a pretzel. I hope it goes away.
Even appearance wise, it was way murky.
Murky and dark.
Yeah.
It was a little darker. Yeah, I just overall was not, did not care for the beer.
All right, so Tom, earlier at the top of the show, I made a little funny about assembling a panel of beer experts and them not being able to make it tonight. I do want to say that these 2 gentlemen do have a lot of beer experience, shall we say, quote unquote. My friend Josh here, Josh. I guess we first met through the Hidden River crew with Craig and all those guys.
And then here at the tastings.
And then here at the tastings out in line on the dock days,
yep.
et cetera, et cetera. And you may or may not have run up north a couple times and picked up some Souvenirs for everybody.
I may have spent $20,000 at Treehouse last year.
So
I may not have, but
So-
we'll never know.
it's safe to say that Josh knows his way around beer and
you can write
also has drank an IPA or two in his life.
One or two, yeah.
And then, Brendan, is it safe to say, well, as I introduced at the beginning, Brendan is one of the owners here at Imprint, all-around great guy, aficionado of every smoked meat you can think of. And
Bacon is my friend.
is this your favorite style, Brendan? Is the New England Hazy your favorite style?
If I had to drink one beer for the rest of my life, like every day, though, I'm gonna probably go towards more of like a grisette. But we don't do a grisette here usually, or not since a long time ago. So yeah, I would love a grisette.
Top three.
Top three. But every week I'm drinking multiple of these.
And second favorite style, Tom, behind the BA stouts?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I love stouts. I love hazies. My palate has really been opening up to lagers, and I really appreciate lagers. I think if it's beer, it's my favorite style would just be beer.
Just beer. With a capital B.
Yeah, in general, they are definitely.
And are you mostly a sour guy? Is that your thing?
No, I've always been a hophead.
So you're number one hazy.
Actually, number one's a real good West Coast.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
but I love the hazies.
When was the last time you had a really good West Coast?
Been a long time.
It's been a long time, right?
It's been a little bit. Yeah. I mean, there's been a couple recently that I've had. I gotta look
If
through
I go to
my.
a ballpark, usually they'll have some like a Hop Devil, Hop Wallop, or something from Trogs on tap. That's well.
We were reminiscing about this on a previous show. We were talking about the old days of like Palette Wrecker.
Palette Wrecker and Marin White Knuckle.
all those crazy.
All the West Coast, the
Just
California
bitter
bombers.
bombs.
Yep.
Bitter West Coast hop bombs. So actually, one observation that I just want to come back to from the little break that we had was, that last beer we all agreed was bad, but we also have a bit of recency bias because the one before that was consensus the best beer we've had tonight. So, that beer on its own, if we had just come home from work, first beer out of the fridge, might not have been that bad, but I don't know. After what we just had, what we've been gone through so far, it was pretty rough.
Even first beer out of the gate tonight, which also makes me think like at these when breweries are entering their beers in these competitions, it's not an objective type of thing. There's definitely subjectiveness involved
Oh, there has to
in
be.
those competitions.
And we're being incredibly picky because we know that these are all very sought after. Like these are some of the best out there.
yeah, I was going to say quote unquote
really-
top level IPAs in the country.
Yeah, if I was watching someone else do this, I'd be like, man, they are doing like the douchiest thing ever because of what we're tasting.
I think we just
when
came
you
up with
see
a
all
name for
these
this
cans.
episode. The douchiest thing ever. All right, let's get into this before it all
Anyway,
gets-
it's Brian's fault. That's what we're going with.
I have to call this one out though. When this was served, I hope you saw the amazing head on
head on
it.
it.
Yeah.
This and the first one had
Still
the,
nice
had
lacing,
the
too.
most had the other three
Really nice
had no
place.
head
Let's stick into the second.
Yeah.
compared to this.
Yeah, this really out
of
of
the cap to just
so
seen.
far, has just been fantastic.
Stop making noises down there, Tom.
Are we done?
I think we're done.
Well, not my favorite beer. I think the mouthfeel was the best so far. And it's not usually what I usually go towards as far as picking categories on the beer, or but it was smooth as silk for me.
The mouthfeel was good. The appearance, like you said, Tom, the appearance was spot on that. And I thought the hoppiness was really right level for that beer too.
I really like this beer. It's my second highest rated, just under my favorite of the night so far.
Yeah.
And
Me too.
across the board, everything was great. I did get, if I was looking for a way to knock this a little bit, I did get like a slight hint of soapiness in it.
Yep. I got that.
So I think what I'm getting, this one is definitely on the lower end rating for me overall.
Interesting.
I think because I'm gonna blame this one on a hop. I don't know what hop is in this guy, but there's a unique hop that I cannot place.
Whatever hop is in here, it's very pronounced because I was going through the same mental gymnastics as you. I was like, I wonder what hop this is. It's almost like a.
It's got certain sharpness to it.
It's almost got like a lemony vibe, but I don't know if I'm not willing to commit to lemon. I feel like it's lemon.
I'm giving this beer a very well crafted beer. This is a well done beer, but whatever hop is in there is one that does not agree with my personal palate.
I like this one.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Do you guys find this beer to be a light beer? I found it to be very light.
I thought that was pretty
Yes.
crushable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could crush it.
I think it's along with that that hop. Something is coming. It's almost light, summery, lemongrassy.
Yeah, it was a very.
I don't think it's Sabro because I really
No.
don't like Sabro, and
Neither do I.
that would have set me off.
I love Sabro. I would have rated it.
I want to hear like summery, grassy.
Yeah.
I think
I-
it's
Right,
Sabro.
Sabro.
I get just with the mouthfeel and the appearance. I tend to see that with a lot with cashmere hops.
Okay.
See, I love cashmere hops, and this one isn't doing it for me. So there's something in there, and overall, I would say this is a really well-crafted beer. This is a good beer. Whoever made it, it's well done. But it's that hop in there just is not something I personally would go.
So you're saying this beer has a great personality, but you're not going to call it back?
Yes, yes, it's me, not you. Very much, I totally agree with that. Yes, because I can see where people would love that beer. I've got nothing against it.
I'm hoping I'm sitting at the table with you when that happens because I'm swooping right in.
I'm curious to see what it is. I want to know what's in it. I want to break.
I have a
that
guess
down.
as to the brewery, but I'm not going to share.
Okay. Holy moly! I need some water.
My favorite beer so far of the night.
This is your fave.
So far of the night. I mean, and I was been tight on the scoring, except for the one we didn't care for. All my rankings have been within 1 or 2 points. This one is, is 16 out of 18.
I wonder if I'm experiencing a Tom moment here, and I'm just not enjoying the hop in this particular beer. Because on the nose, I don't want to say until Josh is completely.
I'm done.
Okay. It smelled oniony to me.
I love the nose on this.
I gave the nose a 3. I loved it.
I gave it a 1.
Josh, what were you saying?
No, I got a 2 on the nose on that. I've got it rated as the same as number 4 overall. But if I had to choose between them, I'd take number 4 over this one. Oh, I liked it, but there was something. I don't know if it was the hop or something else, but there was something off in it that I just didn't
really
love as much.
enjoy it that
I don't know what to do here. I want this to be scored as equally as number 4, but it's 1 point lower. And looking at my ratings, I dinged it on appearance. It had a slight greenish tint to it, a little thin in appearance to me.
See, I actually graded this up on appearance, and I thought
Okay.
it was fine. That's the difference. Again, that's why I would have chosen number 4 over this one.
I
actually kind of want to raise number 4 more than lower this one, though.
I want to give this a 4 for taste. I really, really like.
I
this
really
beer.
like this one a lot.
This is a good.
I'm the minority here.
I will say that the color appearance was very light, and it wasn't that
Aqueous.
goldish, wasn't that goldish orange juice color that in theory you're shooting for.
Out of all of them so far, even though number 4 I have rated a point higher, I would ask for another pour of this one first.
And I don't know if you guys are picking this up, but every time we go through this compare and contrast and pick apart, Justin is standing behind the cameras laughing and giggling like a little schoolgirl.
Because he has the insider information.
I'm playing God.
Thank God. Justin has peaked. This is his perfect job.
I've gone on record many, many times saying that Fidens is all hype. They're good beers, but the ridiculous demand for them is all hype. If that was a Fidens,
I know we had Fidens in here. If I had to guess, that 4 was.
Are you
Fidens.
officially eating your words right now, Tom?
No, I'm saying.
Look into the camera. If that was a Fidens, you were about to say, if this is a Fidens.
If there's a Fidens, we're drinking hype IPAs. I know the 2 cans I brought.
I shouldn't have interrupted.
So if there's a Fidens in here, and that happens to be a Fidens, then I will eat my words, because that is the one out of all of them that I want more of. That was fantastic.
Okay, I have no idea what brewery that beer was from. I don't have a guess.
Is there a Fidens in the mix?
1,000%.
Okay, so we have a Fidens in the mix.
Yes.
If there's a Fidens in the mix, I'm betting it's number 4.
Tom, there's a Fidens in play.
Okay. I'm hoping that it's number 5, but we'll see.
Son of a bitch.
Based upon Justin's reaction, I have a guess on what number 5 was.
Okay.
Just because we're going to be shattered, and it's not on this coast.
All right, well, this is the last beer.
But I want more, and I wrote next to it, like, I want more nose from this one. Like, there's more potential. But man, this got a 1 for taste from me. I liked the beer overall, but there's something missing. There's something there that I want a little more of it. I want a little more of everything.
I could order 6 of those
Okay.
and just keep going.
Yeah, this one is just a little light for me, and I'm not sure where it's exactly is light. I can't place it, but I want a little bit more of everything, I think, from this beer.
Yeah, it wasn't bad by any stretch. It was just underwhelming.
No.
Yes, yeah, I want a little more.
I don't think we've had one bad beer tonight.
Yeah, we have one.
We're very interested to know what that is. But I don't think it was a bad beer. I thought it was like, it was light. I wanted more juiciness. And Justin's over there cheesing.
If you poured me that beer, the bad one, I would drink half of it, and I'd be like, I'm done. I couldn't get through a whole one.
No,
Before I tell you what it is, I'm going to say that's a lie. I'm going to say it's a lie right now on the record.
You mean I'd choke it down just because it's... just because I paid too much for it?
I'm just saying. I think if you crack this beer, you would drink the whole thing.
All right.
wouldn't share it with anyone. All right,
that's it.
Well, this is great. Can you tell us the beers?
Wait a second. Before you do that, let's do this. Ready? Let's walk them down in order and get our overall scores for each one, and then Justin can reveal to us. So beer number 1, my overall was an 11.
13.
12.
13.
And I had guessed an equilibrium on the beer.
I also guessed EQ on that one.
All right. So do you want me to throw these all? Do you want me to add these all up real quick?
No.
Nah, we could.
Okay.
That's fine.
So do you want to know what beer number 1 is?
Yep.
I'm not going to tell you my ratings. I'll tell you my ratings later. But beer
No,
number
you can add them up if you want to. 11 and 13, 24. Brendan, 12?
12.
36 plus whatever you have.
13, 49.
Beer number 1.
Beer number 1, and Josh and I both guessed EQ.
All right. Any other guesses before I show you what it is?
No, I have no guess.
That would be Tired Hands
Ooh,
Alien Church.
Church.
Double dry hopped Alien Church.
Double dry hopped Alien Church. Okay.
Double dry hopped Alien Church.
Which
And what was your
arguably
score,
one of my-
Justin? Out of curiosity.
All right, so my score on that, I gave it.
Well, Graham, wait, you didn't include
We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it later. We'll come back to my scores later because I think it'll be a good.
Beer
He
number
also-
2. My overall was a 14.
13.
11.
38 plus with you, Tom.
My 13. So you got 51 altogether.
And I guessed Tired Hands. Obviously, I was wrong on this one.
Does anyone want to guess before I tell you?
I definitely got a lot of grapefruit on there, but that's all I've got.
Okay. So that would be Monkish.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Rinse in riffs.
All right. Okay. So I was thinking the Monkish was later on.
Me
We'll
too.
see. Okay. All right. I'm already getting thrown a little bit here.
Okay.
Very
All
cool.
right. Beer number 3, I had a 12.
10.
12.
14 for me.
And I thought other half on that one.
So
A 40.
Brendan might have seen it, but anyone want to take a guess on what this
I
was?
saw it, so.
No clue.
No clue.
No clue.
This would be Imprint. Always something. Always sometimes. Rarely never.
Okay.
right.
Very good. Very good.
Beer number 4, which tied for my beer of the night. I gave it 16.
16.
13.
I gave it a 16.
Okay.
That's 61.
Would anyone like to guess on this one?
I don't have a clue what it is, but I want more of it.
Only because it'll irk Tom, I'm going to guess Fidens.
Would anyone? Tom?
No, I have no gas.
That's correct. It is Fidens.
It's a Fidens.
It's Loose Boots. Loose Boots from Fidens.
Boots.
That was
very
fantastic.
nice.
So, Justin, what you're telling us is the hype is real.
I hate to say it. It was
So
also.
far.
I will say this now. It was my number one beer, and I knew what it was, and I didn't want to give it because it was the same reason Tom.
Yeah.
But it was the best.
It was a good beer. Definitely was a.
I've been
So-
I know the hype was real. The beers are delicious.
The controversial moment of the night.
Beer number 5, I gave it 9.
6.
7.
A total of 6?
6, yeah. One's across the board.
Okay. I gave it the highest with a 10, and I was being nice. So it's a 32.
Wait.
32 out of 72.
Let me guess. Oh no. Is this the EQ?
It's not EQ.
All right, we don't know.
It is Treehouse Juice Machine.
Juice machine.
Zoinks!
That's a
Shaggy.
bad can of juice machine.
You spent $20,000 for that?
I'm literally watching everyone talk shit, and I'm like, if they knew what this
That's
was.
awesome.
That was bad.
That is
and,
awesome.
and I'll come back to my rating on it later.
Ladies
knowing
and
what it
gentlemen,
was.
I can verify that was kept cold the entire time because I
Yes,
picked that
you're
up
the one
at
who
the
brought
brewery.
that back. Yeah.
So beer number
6. Beer number 6 I enjoyed. I gave it a 15.
14.
12.
And that was a 13 from me for a total of 54 out of.
I thought this was an Imprint beer.
Nope, that was
This
7.
was that different hop. So I think it was whoever made it. It's a very good beer, but that hop just wasn't kicking it for me.
Beer number 6 was Other Half Double Mosaic Dream, double dry hopped.
Just mosaic.
Just says double Mosaic Dream.
You might be out of the club here. You might be going back to juice boxes.
That's crazy town. Wow, mosaic.
I love Mosaic too.
Me too. Maybe it's not the hop. Maybe the.
That was my
Interesting.
number 3 beer of the night.
Okay. Beer number 7. I gave an 11.
15.
16. My favorite beer of the night.
I gave it a 15, but wanted to give it more on taste. So we've got a 57 there, and my guess was I think that's kind of like an Imprint there. I wasn't sure.
So that's your guess. Anyone else want to?
I got no guess.
I mean,
Venture.
we haven't hit equilibrium, so that might have been the EQ beer.
So
Oh, it could have been.
it was actually Imprint, Sunkist.
Okay,
Wow.
there you go.
Okay.
Sunkissed. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
And then the final beer,
17.
The only beer actually I guessed
11.
you nailed that
is
one.
I wrote EQ at the end for the last beer.
11.
13.
What did you say, B?
He was 17.
17.
So that would be a 54 total for the EQ. Now that is a collab. It's an EQ.
It is a collab.
with Dancing Gnome.
yep, and it's double Lustra.
Yeah, double lustra. Wow. So overall, the highest score of the night at 61 out of 72 was the Fidens Loose Boots. Hands down.
Interesting.
Highest score, yep.
So
Then with a very close behind that, well actually there was quite a bit of difference between there. Next was Imprint. Imprint's number 7 was
Sunkist.
Sunkist. So Sunkist came in second. An Imprint IPA came in second out of all these super hyped IPAs. We know that they're good. You need to try them too. All right, then we've got after 57, it gets into number 6. That was 54 points out of 72. And that was the other
Equilibrium.
half.
Other half, yes.
Yeah,
other half.
so other half came in third. Not bad at all. Tied with Equilibrium there. That's pretty good.
I prefer the equilibrium
Yeah.
versus the other half.
Okay. They were. I mean, that's really good. And that other half, I picked up from a distributor.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 7 out of the 8 beers I thoroughly enjoyed this evening. Like,
Yes.
thoroughly enjoyed. They were really good.
That Treehouse was terrible.
Does anyone want to try it again now that
It's a
you know
stinker.
what it is?
Yeah,
and
I'd like
give
to
it
try
another
it.
go.
Because I mean, it had a bad smell to it right from the
Oof.
jump, and that's what was the weirdest thing is that's why I smelled it.
All right.
Because I was like,
Well, the thing that makes me sad is I've got 2 or 3 more.
It was.
So-
It was.
What are you selling?
It smelled like. It smelled like a
this
dirty
is the
mop.
can.
I've had a lot of juice.
There's still
machine,
probably
too,
a
and I've never
third or a
had one
quarter of the
taste
can in
about
there.
that. So
Yeah, smelled like a dirty mop.
March 22nd, so just barely over a month.
Which it should not have any poor taste to it.
Yeah, that was. I don't even want to try it again.
I don't think I do
I
either.
want to see if it has the smell, though.
No, I don't want to touch that again.
No, I know I'm pouring into a dirty glass, but I mean,
I'm gonna pass.
no.
What was number 2 again? I forget what number 2 was.
Let me go back into the bag. That
2 was the other imprint. Sometimes.
No, it wasn't.
No, I don't.
No, it was the Monkish.
Oh, Monkish. That's
Oh,
right.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
it
right.
was the Monkish rinse and ref.
3
Would-
was the other imprint.
Would you
Yeah,
like
Brian.
to try the Monkish?
The other 3 you got.
So sad.
Yeah, still, it's not good.
I
Yeah,
do want to say.
I want that Monkish. I really.
There you
I
go.
want
I've
to try
had
that.
a
That
green
grapefruit really
before
stood out. I want
that
to see what was
god
in there.
awful, and I really enjoy green as a beer. But I've had one, so I think
no
every once in a while, I
information.
think they've got some QA
For what?
issues made.
I
Maybe.
want to know what hop
Oh,
was in
I
there.
thought you should be trying the.
No more than Fidens left?
Check out Untapped, or I would check out. I wanted to see you try the Fidens left.
Oh, I'll try the Fidens.
There's Fidens left. We can get you that.
That I mean, that was an incredible beer. The Fidens I've had has not been as good as that. Has not been nearly that good.
I'll say this: as someone that knew it, that was my number one beer. Hands down, my number one beer.
More Fidens?
Just a splash.
So, folks, my take on all of this is yes, Fidens is definitely making good beer. But on top of that,
Yeah, that's good.
we didn't know these beers.
Crazy good.
And an Imprint flagship, Sunkissed, was number 2. It's an incredible IPA. They don't just make fruity beers. Their IPAs are incredible. Their stouts are just absolutely stellar right now. Everything coming out of here and the lagers. Oh my gosh, if you like.
Yeah, how's that Mexican lager, Nate?
Oh yeah, there he is. Nate's nodding his head real big. An incredibly well-rounded brewery that you need to come try.
For years, I was the underdog.
And we've got this amazing event coming up. Do we still have tickets left, Brendan?
I think the tickets are sold out.
Sold out.
I think, or ticket sales have been closed. Yeah,
You've
like,
heard it here, and it's not cutting edge news because you're watching this pre-recorded. But I warned you. I warned you on the page that it was going to sell out. So if you got your tickets, pat yourself on the back. If you didn't get your tickets, once again, questioning your life choices.
And please get a ride. I've been asked numerous times where could they park, and the idea is you shouldn't be parking here for that event. You should be getting a ride from a spouse, a buddy, Uber.
It's a perfect kind of drop-off kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's
At 80 breweries, I think it's safe to say you won't be in an ability to drive home, and you can't just sober up from 80 breweries in an hour.
there's all kinds of good reasons not to drive here.
Do yourself and everyone else a favor, catch a ride.
And it's going to be amazing because there's going to be amazing food. We got special menu planned that day.
It's going to be a great day, and I can't wait to work my ass off in the morning and then just drink my face off for the rest of the day.
You heard it here, folks. Brendan said I get the first 45-minute shift and then I'm off the clock.
I got you on trash duty. Got you on cleaning out the porta potties.
So it was kind of this. We've never done anything like this
No.
before. We've never had such a serious time here and so few jokes and messing around. But we took this very seriously. I think everybody can tell, and this was super fun.
I thoroughly enjoyed this exercise.
Yeah.
I was like raking my brain trying to pick out all the nuances of everything that was
I
going
would
on.
like to try like the Shelfie option and then the West Coast. But
Are we doing a shelfie episode? Is
I
that what I'm
wanna do
hearing?
this.
I think we should do a shelfie episode.
I think it push it at like 10. I think after 10 you start maybe like you were out losing a palate.
No, I think 8 was the perfect number.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't do more than 8.
Thirsty. I could do more.
And there's more beer.
There's more beer in the pool.
There's more beer.
Justin, I'm also a client. I can get it.
Here you go, Brendan.
Yeah, do you want some Treehouse? Which I actually rated Treehouse high.
Now I will say this: no, you
Really?
did not.
I had
add-
Treehouse rated high.
but you didn't add the additional column for taste that we did. So your scores,
I would have given it a high taste.
your scores are, have one less column.
Justin, I appreciate when you think you're important. Brendan's trying to tell you you're not a valid
no.
person.
I would just say I'd love to hear.
I get told I'm not valid all the time. That's nothing new.
I would rather hear instead of your score, who do you consider the top, and then go to the lowest, because that wouldn't, without having an additional column, that would help out.
Who's your number one?
I'll tell you this. My number one was definitely Loose Boots from Fidens.
That was very.
Who's your bottom?
My bottom was one of your guys' tops. It was number 6, which I did add taste in at number 6, and it was the other half.
Yeah.
I had a total score, and I added taste in for this one because I realized I was missing the column till about 3 or 4. I had that at a 9 total.
Wow.
I had it significantly lower.
What did you think of the Tired Hands? Because I was surprised
I
how
had that.
poorly
That
I
was
rated
my
that.
second lowest. Tired Hands was my second lowest. Now it is missing a point or two, but I wouldn't have rated it that high.
And that was the first beer. I thought that had.
I just had it right in the middle of the pack, which is about what I would have expected.
My top 3 would have been the Fidens, the Monkish, and then the Sunkissed, which the Sunkissed was just phenomenal.
How lucky are you people that a nice little brewery in Hatfield is pumping out quality IPAs like that? Lucky.
I'm having this weird, like, I know Simcoe. I know it. And then I blamed a double Simcoe on a hop that I didn't understand or that I didn't know.
The Mosaic.
It's blown. I'm sorry, the Mosaic.
Mosaic.
I'm sorry, the Mosaic. But I can't believe, like, that. I'm questioning everything I taste here from here on out.
I think you need to go home and have a long talk with yourself, Tom.
I'm
Or go home and drink more beer.
So
I'm
one
gonna
other
be
thing,
tossing and turning all night.
one other thing I'll say is
crazy.
I've had double Lustra from Dancing Gnome.
Yeah?
Significantly better than the EQ version. Now I have not had it in over a year and a half. I don't know when the last time they brewed it, but Lustra's a staple there.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot better than the.
Lustra's a great beer, too.
Lustra is great. Double Lustra is phenomenal. The EQ one left a little bit to be desired. That was probably my second or third lowest.
So we're at that magic moment in podcasting time where we need to start wrapping it up.
We do.
Because we can't expect anyone to hang in this long. We're not that interested, trust me.
Oh, the editing will be just incredible.
Will it?
Oh yes, you've seen Nate from In the Mix, Light and Sound, do his job.
Yeah, he's right there.
He edits things incredibly well. He can polish a turd to a gleaming shine.
Well, I believe in the business, this is what's called an extra, where I turn to the camera and say, we want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. It was a lot of fun for us. Josh, thank you for coming out. We
Hey, it was
appreciate you jumping in.
My pleasure. I hope I get to do this with you guys again.
Brendan, thank you so much for not only jumping in and participating, but opening up the brewery and hosting us. We really appreciate you having us out.
Thanks for coming.
And Tom, as usual, somehow we pulled it off one more time.
Well, we'll see.
All right.
But we had a great time.
Yeah, it was
I hope
one-
you had as much fun watching.
And you got any cool ideas like this? Because this was not our idea. Someone proposed this to us, and we made it happen. So, any other cool ideas other than the barrel-aged stout blind tasting? Because I'm out for that. But anything else, we're down. So we want to say, we want to say thank you.
Yeah, I'll sub it.
Thanks for coming out. You're all wonderful people. And hey, we'll see you next week. Low expectations. The beer was great, and he is not. Take care, everybody.
I was waiting for more than that. It's a joke.
That's
That's all.
There's a long pause on it.
Some shitty stab.
Stop
It doesn't
fucking-
make any sense.
Right there. Fuck Tom.
I wanted to name the show that, but he wasn't down for that.